Welcome to Tackle Trade World's New Gear Insight. This week, I'm delighted to say I'm joined by Chris Russell, who is the Marketing Director for Plano Synergy. Last year, Plano launched the Edge storage solution boxes. This year, they've come up with another innovative concept that will make life even easier for anglers. Here's Chris to tell me all about it.
It's the world's most advanced tackle system, multiplied. Introducing the new Plano Edge Flex. 38 quick-set dividers easily snap in and out to create custom configurations that are limited only by your imagination. The Plano Edge Flex has storage options for every angler and every outing, and gives all your lures a little more wiggle room. Simply mix, match, repeat. So tackle things your way with the new customizable Plano Edge Flex.
Last year, Plano launched the Edge, which was a really innovative tackle storage solution. Found a lot of friends, both in the trade and through the consumer. It was unique, and I guess it was very durable. It kind of worked really well, lots of options with it. But Plano's not one of those companies that kind of rests on its laurels, I guess. So this year at the iCast Online virtual show, you guys launched the Edge Flex. So Chris, love to know a bit more about that. And tell us, how did the Edge come about in the first place?
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me. Number one, I appreciate you inviting us on. We're always glad to talk about tackle storage. Maybe that's boring to some people, but it's what we live for every day. So
it's essential to a lot of people. It's essential to a lot of people.
Yeah, it's one of those things that sometimes doesn't get all the glamour, the shiny new lure or the new rod or reel, but we all have them, right? We need them in our boat or in our tackle bag when we're bank fishing to keep us kind of organized and our gear safe. So it's one of those critical pieces that sometimes it's easy to overlook, but we do it every day, so we're excited about it.
For sure.
Well,
so explain to me, just before we talk about the Flex, can you give me a brief overview of kind of where the Edge concept came from?
Sure. Yeah. Our design team, we're lucky enough to have a lot of our engineers, our product guys. They're all anglers. They enjoy fishing. They're part of the sport every day. I live in the southern U.S. We have guys up in Minnesota. We have folks on the Gulf Coast. So we get a lot of input from around. Edge started as an idea of what the next generation of tackle storage could be. Plano kind of invented the box tackle storage in plastic back in the 50s. We kind of changed the whole game again when we came away with stowaways or the tray boxes that everyone uses.
Yeah, I've got a lot of those.
Well, we appreciate that. That's part of my bonus program. So thank you very much. We just knew it was time for an evolution as technology has changed, as our manufacturing capabilities have improved. So we started off several years ago. We did interviews with over 1,000 anglers and basically climbed in their boat with them, looked in the back of their truck, asked them to show us how they store tackle in their tackle bags or in the back seat of their car or wherever they had it. From kayaks to offshore boats to bass boats to, cart top John boats, we wanted to see what everyone was doing. And we came up with a list of about a dozen pain points, basically. And the goal was with Edge to solve as many or all of those as we possibly could. And our team did a great job. Like I said, it was about 2 years in its development from the original kickoff to it to when we introduced the 10 original SKUs of Edge at iCast 2019. So lots of angler input, lots of internal arguments, maybe discussions is a better word for it. But we're excited about where we came with Edge and all the innovation we were able to bring into that.
Fantastic. And then, as you say, nobody really kind of, you do these wonderful things and everybody sits and goes, that's great. But everything keeps evolving. I guess during those discussions, as you said, there were lots of other ideas and things that, hey, we're not quite ready to do that yet, or let's develop that idea further. And I guess the next manifestation of that is Edge Flex.
Correct. Yeah, John. There's if you're a fisherman, if you're an angler of any kind, you're never quite happy with what you have. They always think there's something better out there, right? Or what's the next thing? So one of the things that we didn't quite get solved with the original Edge was a lot of flexibility in tackle storage. The boxes by their design are somewhat rigid. And anglers have been asking for a long time to store odd shaped items. How do I put small and large items in one box where I don't have to carry two of them? Or, some anglers just fish with lures that are very odd shaped, large, small, big hooks, whatever the case may be. So Edge Flex was born off this idea of giving anglers the choice to store tackle kind of any way they wanted, and giving them more flexibility in everything they do within their box and how that would be stored. So I've got some samples if I can share them with you.
Yeah, I'd love to see how it actually works, and
Okay.
see the concept in action, as it were.
Sure. So this is just the standard Edge 3600 box. And if you're familiar with that, there's a lot of great features in it. One of my favorites is the one-handed latch. It was a big change. We infused the box with rust preventative, the dividers that all really fit in there nice and tight. The water wick divider is in here, and it actually absorbs moisture. Labeling system. All these features on Edge transfer over to Flex. Everything you love about Edge moves over to the new box. But when we talk about flexibility, we well know what a spinnerbait looks like, right? And they're a lure that's tough to store in a box like this. They really don't go down inside the dividers well, because they're just an odd shape. A crankbait or a spinner or whatever, they fit in there. But a spinnerbait is kind of a perfect example of what wouldn't work. And so this is the Edge Flex box. Okay. And as you can see from this box, you can put dividers kind of any way you want in virtually any combination. So I set this one up. This is like a bladed bait box now. So I've got shatter baits or blade baits down one side. I've got rigged baits or trailers down the other, and full-size spinner baits in the other side. And so what that allows you to do now is have this ability to put dividers of all different sizes in any configuration you want as an angler in one tackle storage box. So if we go back to this spinner bait I had earlier, now a full-size 3/8 spinner bait fits inside a standard box that we really couldn't do before.
And is this versatility something that is unique to the Flex system?
It is. We've never had a box. No one in tackle storage has ever had a box quite like this. Like I said, we've been doing it for a long time, and it's something we've wanted to do. The magic kind of comes in from having dividers that allow other dividers to hook into them. Okay. And you can kind of see this one is the 4x, and in that box you actually get 3 other dividers plus this big one. So you get 4 variations of dividers inside every Edge Flex, and that allows you this ability to customize this, countless different ways depending on what your application might be. The Edge Flex, the 3600, which I showed before, this is how you would receive it. When you open this up,
that's a considerable package.
It is, yeah. You get 38 dividers in this, in various sizes. Plus, we didn't go away from this water wick divider. Now we have it. You can put it anywhere on the perimeter, and you can move this around and actually add it to a different section of the box if you choose. So you can move it from side to side and still use that water wick divider. But you can see you've got an empty slate here. The bottom is grooved, so the dividers have a place to connect into, and then all the edges have these dovetail kind of joints that allow you to apply these dividers in and out of this box kind of any way you want. So
it really is the ultimate in configurability.
It really is, yeah. Like I said, this big pack of dividers, and then Edge Flex 3700 is virtually the same, just in a bigger box. We also added a little bit of depth here because one of the feedback we get from anglers as lures have evolved over the last several years, glide baits, large swim baits, they're almost too deep for a standard box, but maybe not deep enough for a really big box. So this is almost a mid-depth that we launched in the Edge Flex. And again, you get a giant pack of dividers inside of this. You get the water wick divider, comes in every single one that you can put anywhere you want. And, when you set this thing all the way up, this big open compartment just really allows you to put dividers kind of anywhere you want inside of this. You start with the largest divider, place it in the box, and then you build from there. So you can now put this any way you want. If I want to put a small one in, I can do that. If you want this located in a slightly different spot, they fit in nice and snug. And so you can see that once you get them in, they kind of lock in place really well. And now I could add a 2x divider here if I wanted to do that. So again, this flexibility is really the key to this box and allows you to store anything and everything. One of the best things about this, when we were introducing this a little bit before ICAST and showing it to our anglers, we sent one of these out to 6 different anglers across the U.S. and told them, please build the box that you think would be the best suited for this. No two were alike. Everybody had a different idea. They built it a different way. Some people wanted to build a very specific box for a certain technique. Other ones wanted a more universal box that they could use all day. Very, very different depending on who received it and what their mindset kind of was at the time.
That's it. That's interesting. But again, as anglers, we are all different. We all have our own views of what we need to take, what we need to leave, and how we have lots of different ways that we configure everything we do. So I guess that makes a huge amount of sense. Now, you mentioned 2 sizes. It's available just in 2 sizes at present?
Correct. Yeah. It's our standard sizing. So if you already have a Plano system, the 3600 and the 3700 are the 2 top selling sizes. So dimensionally, it'll go in a tackle bag or the locker in your boat, wherever you're currently storing our boxes. These will fit within that. We make a 3500, which is fairly small. It didn't really feel like that type of flexibility was needed there because you're storing very small items by definition. So we don't make it in the very small size, but 36 and 37, and they're going to be available really anytime. Fall of 2020, we have shipment on the water now, so should be at retailers, late 2020.
Perfect. And I mean, I know, of course, that there's always a buzz. Whether it's ICAST as a physical show or this year online, there's always a buzz amongst the retailers about all the new products. How's it been received from them as far as you're concerned?
Very, very well. We've got it placed really anyone that bought Edge, which was all major retailers, really. Online retailers from the ones that just are online to the hybrid retailers to the big box stores to independents. They've all really taken the Edge Flex and added it to their lineup. The best news about it is they really didn't drop any other Edge boxes because some of them are really good for very specific, some are very customizable. They're only for jigs or they're only for crankbaits. We have a spinnerbait box just for that. But they've added these Flex to it to give anglers one more chance to have storage that just fits exactly what they're looking for.
Brilliant. One more question, if I may, which is, have you already seen in the development of this, have you already seen opportunities to push this concept further? Are we going to see something even more innovative at ICAST 2021?
I have seen 2 prototypes of new Edge items already. They're very rough shape right now. But yeah, anglers would be remiss if they didn't think we were going to show you another new Edge item a year from now. So we've got a couple great items on the drawing board. We added to the Edge lineup this year. We added a smaller terminal box and a 3500 box. And then we also started selling these individual dividers out of terminal, these retainers.
Okay.
So we've added to the standard line, we've added Flex and more to come, John. We got more tricks up our sleeve right down the road here.
That sounds extremely exciting, and I, for one, can't wait to see these come into the shops, and then, of course, to see what you guys are cooking up for ICAST 2021. It's going to be really interesting. So, Chris,
well, thank you very much.
Thank you ever so much for your time on that. We can't wait to see them physically.
Well, I know our anglers are chomping at the bit. I've got my pro staff calling me about every other week, wanting to know when they're going to be in stock. But they're not far away. I promise. They're literally on the way as we speak. So.
Fantastic. Chris, thank you very much indeed.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been great. If you need anything else, John, let me know.
Thank you.